Hello everyone, Blue Star Saber here with Lucky Chi 7 as we discuss chapters 15 and 16 of Dead Rock.
It's Lucky Rave now, Blue.
Oh, Lucky Ray, sorry, I'm still not used to it, alright? Lucky Rave. But yes, we've got we're here to discuss chapters 15 and 16, which I have reviewed individually because Lucky Chi was not around, or just because I didn't spend time.
No. Don't say I was not around. You forgot to schedule a day. That's
Okay.
that's the thing he doesn't want to admit here. He forgot.
Okay, yes, fine. I forgot to ask. Hey, Lucky Chi, you up for reviewing Dead Rock?
You want to know why he forgot? Because he was too busy focused on other series.
Hey, it's not my fault that I ended up deciding to review so many other series. Okay, technically it is my fault, but still.
I was gonna say, see, this is why you only hand select a few series.
Well, to be fair, besides One Piece, I didn't realize that Dead Rock was going to be so long. But to be honest, currently Dead Rock and One Piece are the only ones that say really manga series that are ongoing that I'm actually reviewing on this channel.
Yeah. Well, and plus, I was going to say, in the case of Dead Rock, it is monthly, so
yeah,
I can't fault you for that. But
yeah, and My Hero Academia is now over, so it's now I'm not reviewing another weekly chapter manga besides One Piece. So there. Other than that, I might just do some catch up on Boruto since you don't want to do Boruto chapters.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Yes, well, thanks for you delaying your decision on that. It's going to be a long run, but anyway, we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about Dead Rock, in which these two chapters will be following the events of the fighting school event, right? Or what's it called again? Or the Dead Rock field trip.
Oh, the Field Day Massacre? Yeah,
the Field Day Massacre, in which students go. It's pretty much set as sort of a battle royale tournament to fight each other, and the winning class gets to have an audience with God, or at least the first stage is a battle royale, and the ones who get the most points get to the next round. And during the stage, we have Mikoto against one of the four demon teachers, Baltagar. Is that the right pronunciation? Hold on, let me go.
Baltagar. That's what I've been calling him too.
Baltagar, yes, who the water one, who Mikoto says that the reason she's come here is to kill him. Now, granted, so means that we're about to learn, arguably, Mikoto's past and her motivations with these two chapters. And let's see and possibly who some of the other students that are in Dead Rock this year that class F will have to end up facing if they want to confront God in the end. So yeah, that's arguably the chapter.
Yep.
Last chapter, which is setting up for these two. So yeah. Now chapter 16 pretty much answers all these questions, though. Let's see. Did you like the cover page where you had like Hanin and Michi Chakato being kaiju monsters?
That was pretty amusing. I was like, huh. Okay.
Yes, the two mascot characters being kaiju. Anyway, let's see. We get a narration. We see a bunch of students from class. Etsy from all the schools and teachers fighting each other. Then Class F taking down quite a few of the students, gaining 4 points. Yakuto ends up meeting like this third-year student called Ares, who doesn't really want to fight him and just wants to has done it because he's done his bit of research on Yakuto and pretty much says that the reason he doesn't want to fight him is because he wants to have his third year's chill and all that. So he doesn't mind if Yakuto takes like the top spot of taking over Kuga's role from Dead Rock. So yeah, but granted, from the way he says it, he seems to have got some sinister motivations, or perhaps he's not revealing the entire truth. So and then has him force Yokota to take him out of the fight, and that ends that bit there. As we cut then the second half of the chapter is pretty much Mitoko versus Boltagar, in which she summons her necromancer army, and he uses his water abilities to destroy them, and then using his tentacle hairs to cause electric shocks to damage her. Which, of course, typical Hiro Mashima fashion, enough clothing gets damaged that it gets a bit like fan services kind of.
You say that like it's a bad thing.
Lucky Chi, you perv.
I'm just saying. You say that like it's a bad thing.
Well, it depends. Let's see.
I mean, we are talking about a battle here. Obviously.
Yeah, I'm aware, but it's just like, come on. It's like, Hiro Mashima. He just cannot resist himself. He cannot show restraints on this. It always ends up being clothing ripped off. Granted, it's not Lucy levels of clothing ripped off, but still. Let's see, but anyway, so as they end up battling, Mikoto ends up talking about how she studied all the four demon teachers, talking about their crimes, particularly Vice Principal being so slaughters any students he doesn't like, Lawson making students into his possessions, and doesn't know much on Lilith, but could probably dig up some dirt, which, frankly, if you ask me...
I'm kind of curious, actually, as to what her side is, because she's the wild card right now.
Sorry, could you repeat that all?
I was saying that that's kind of interesting that there's not much on Lilith, so she's kind of a wild card.
Well, arguably, yes, she's a bit of a wild card, but I'm pretty certain Mikoto could just ask Yokota what she did to him, and I'm pretty certain that she assaulted him from the way it was implied.
Oh, no. That wasn't implied. That's a definite thing that happened.
Yeah, I'm pretty certain you can dig up some dirt on her assaulting students in a very particular manner. But anyway, she's main priority is Boltagar, who's under pretext of having students lost to sea, apparently sells students to human traffickers every year. Now, I'm not sure if that means actual humans or just the term, just human trafficking.
I mean,
this is the demon world.
That's what I was going to say. I was like, you never know.
But anyway, he pretty much confesses it and says, so what it? And we get the plot twist that Mikoto is actually a part of a demon secret service agency called Ghost. And it says, we get this sort of ghost badge saying, I hereby execute you, which gets Boltagar all shocked. And Yokota learns about the name Ghost from the third-year student Ares. So that's the chapter. So that's like chapter 15. So I'm curious. Let's see, like, what do you all make of this chapter? I'm just curious.
Well, Mikoto getting the biggest spotlight was already one thing, because we already talked about this in the last couple of streams we did, but Mikoto so far has been like an MVP character.
So what? So I interrupted you. Go on. Lucky? Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Sorry, you just couldn't hear you for a second. Could you say it again?
Okay, no, I was saying that given that this arc's kind of been building on Mikoto slowly, even though it just started like a couple chapters ago, I was thinking like, okay, so we are going to get something, especially when she did encounter Boltagar and saying how she entered the place to kill him. So that already told me that we were going to get some stuff on her.
But before that, you were saying she was a non-MVP character or something, right?
I was saying that so far she's been like the MVP of this arc.
MVP. Ah, okay, fair enough.
Yeah. Like basically like the spotlight of the arc
Okay,
comes like,
okay, fair enough. And continue with what you were saying just before that.
and just knowing this, the fact that she's a part of a secret service agency, I think it's really cool. Now, and obviously, we don't know too much about the details of them, at least with Chapter 15.
Uh-huh.
But it's interesting to know that she was, well, in essence, a spy. That was cool.
Yeah. So we got like a spy on the cover there.
Also, I don't know if you noticed, but her badge is a very like Ghost Pac-Man-y kind of symbol on there. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I kind of noticed though. Granted, the main thing I'm just like, wait a minute, you mean to tell me there's a secret service to investigate the school? Where have they been for the last 15 chapters?
I mean, they've been in front of us the whole time.
Well, yeah, but where's? But yeah, but it's like there's so many things that are wrong with the school that should get like a secret service in here.
I mean, look, I was gonna say, look, even Ares, the fact that he said Ghost made their move, that to me already just tells me he's in on this, that he knows.
So what? You think he's a possible ghost agent? Mm-hmm.
Seems like it. The fact that he said Ghost made their move, I'm like thinking.
Okay,
I'm just putting two and two together.
That's what you're thinking, all right.
Unless he's a part of like some other secret agency that we don't know about, and that's always possible too. That's always a possibility.
That, or he's a free agent with his own motivations and moves. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Let's see. But anyway, we'll get to him more in a bit. But I'm just saying. But it's like, okay, you've seen, let's see, students and teachers murdered. Pretty certain people becoming mind servant slaves. Corpse puppets.
Lozen doing all kinds of weird things.
Yeah, I mean, particularly Lozen. Lilith, as I said, maybe some very questionable things. And of course, you now, of course, got human trafficking. It's like you've got all these sort of crimes here. It's like surely you should have gotten this force coming in and shutting down the school in the first place. But yeah, it's like now you make your move. But okay, it seems like let's see, Baltigar seems to be either the most corruptible or at least the most obvious, or maybe the most let's see, less secretive of it, at least, or at the very least the other teachers might be able to conceal their if I'm having to guess, the other teachers are good at covering up their crimes, but Baltigar is stupid enough to let some rumors slip about him. I don't know.
Which is a possibility. I think that's a huge possibility that he just slipped up.
Let's see. I know. Let's see. Granted, his face reactions just seem to be a bit more of like the complete shock, but yeah, at the very least, his reaction to Ghost seems to imply that they're a very serious force.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, I will say I do like how he seems to have to try and say "C" in every sentence and impossible and replacing certain words.
Yeah, I noticed that too. I'm like, okay, so this is the C pun person in this, and that's not a bad thing. I think that's actually kind of clever that Hero is able to like take like just regular based words and like kind of use like the C pun references and whatnot. That's a smart approach.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, anyway, what do you make of like the fight against Baltigar and Mikoto before it was interrupted?
The fight with Mikoto? I mean, I personally liked it.
Let's see. As expected, Baltigar has water abilities and is easily able to use them to dispatch whatever zombies are out of the way, be it summoning geysers or doing a water breath. But it seems also he can also fight with his tentacle hair, so granted that's expected. Though granted, I probably will be grateful that Hero, for the most part, has so far managed to resist doing tentacle fan service. Which,
well, I was just gonna say this is that like because like at this point the fight's pretty much concluded, and I'll say this. I know a lot of people like this synonymizing with fairy tale. Obviously, I'm not one of those people, but I do like that he didn't go out of like her.
Could you say it louder, like she is sounding a bit quiet?
Really? Oh my god.
Yeah.
I was just saying that basically I like how it didn't like end like fight wise. It ended by like a revelation of sorts, which I was like, okay.
All right, so you're saying that neither character really lost, so yeah.
Well, and I mean, and like I said before, like Mikoto's dealing with a demon teacher on her own. The only reason why Bren was taken out was because, like I said, it was a group effort for that one. So, and I told you that if she did defeat him, like kind of like with how Hero was writing, like the later half of Fairy Tale, then yeah, obviously that's going to be a problem.
All right. By the way,
he didn't go that route.
Let's see. By the way, Lakichi, would try and stay a bit closer to your mic or something, because at the beginning of that sentence you sounded like you were from the distance.
So my phone's like right next to me.
All right, fine, but yeah, I suppose one thing about this fight is the fact that it's like, okay, the vice principal, which arguably let's see, it's like would not be like possible for like arguably should have been like the second strongest, if you will, but yeah, let's see, fighting these guys one-on-one, you shouldn't really be able to win. At least that's the general idea, unless you become like a very strong student. At the moment, I'd say amongst all the students that we know, Yokota, probably because of his white and black dragon form, arguably could probably fight one of the 4 demon teachers by himself. Yeah. As far as we will know, he's probably the only one that could actually do that.
Definitely.
I mean, granted, some of these third-year students might be as well, but I'll have to wait and see. And that mysterious forearm dude that I keep forgetting the name that disappeared from the first chapter. He could probably fight one of the 4 demon teachers, so yeah. But yeah, I do, like I said, I am sort of like glad that Hero didn't go like the whole tentacle fan service route, because he has done that before with both Fairy Tail and Eden Zero.
I'm surprised you're more nervous about that than the actual conclusion of the fight.
Well, no. To be fair, I was also To be fair, I also concerned about the conclusion of the fight. To be honest, it's just that I'm just kind of now thinking about it. Sort of glad that the fan service didn't go that far.
As far as the character you're trying to mention, you were referring to Babo. He's the one.
I'm sorry, what?
You were talking about the Hekatonshiri, right? That was Babo.
Babo?
Yeah, the forearm.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, Babo, yeah. But, yeah. But I will admit, I am glad that at the very least, it looked like the teacher could end up beating Mikoto in a one-on-one fight, though granted, this ghost revelation might reveal that she's probably actually much stronger than she's been implying.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see, granted, I don't know what her actual age is and all that, but at the very least, we know Hien was like 16. So I don't know if everyone in Class F is also 16, but at the very least, it's possible that since she's this sort of ghost secret service, she might be more of an Erza style character age. And frankly, I will admit, when she's looking at this panel of her with the ghost badge, she does kind of remind me of Erza in this section here.
That's interesting, because I got more of a Minerva vibe when I saw her like this.
Okay, well, Minerva and as a still sort of the same class character, pretty much.
Yeah.
So who knows? She's probably maybe stronger than we'll let on. She might even possibly stronger than Yokota.
That wouldn't surprise me at all.
But yeah. Anyway, other than that, what do you make of this Aries fella?
I like how chilled out he is. That's my thing.
Sorry, go on. Lucky Chi, you there?
I'm like talking. What the hell?
You phased out for a second there.
Okay, I was like, no, but I like how chilled out he is. I'll say that. Like he is, like he's not upset or anything. He's just like, yeah, okay, they're doing this.
Fair enough. And there's one thing I can mention about how chill out is the fact that he's wearing a casual clothing over his cape and not a school uniform.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, because everyone here has Wetzy wearing their school uniform except Wetzy for him, and I guess you could say Mikoto, but that's because her clothing was destroyed. But yeah, he's pretty much just pretty much a casual jumper, hoodie jumper, and polka dot trousers, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, but it's kind of interesting how he doesn't really want to duke it out, but it is clear from Yokoto's expression that this Aries fella is strong.
Yep.
He seems to know enough about he seems to know enough about Yokota at the very least. But the biggest thing is that he doesn't really want to stand out and just wants to like chill for his last year. But there seems to be, like I said, some hints that he might be a bit more sinister since he tells about how you can take Kuga's place at the top.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see. So I wouldn't necessarily trust his word. So it could be very much.
I'm not saying he's trustworthy. I just think it's interesting that he's chilled out about this.
Yeah. Let's see. Fair enough. If my guess is he doesn't want to make a spot, pay attention to himself in this sort of tournament, or at the very least, he's aware it's a death tournament at the very least, and has decided that best not to stand out here and make my move closer to the end of the year, or school year, or something. At least that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
But the most interesting thing about this chapter is the fact that one thing interesting is that he allowed Yokota, somehow managed to got control of Yokota to punch him.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not sure if that means he has some sort of control curse or something, or control root as it is in Bedrock.
That seems to be the implications, at least I noticed anyway.
But who knows? As far as we can tell, he's done nothing to do an immediate activation. The only thing I can think of is that it might be similar to like My Hero Academia's Shinsho, where you just respond to the guy from talking and then you get control of the guy.
Mm-hmm.
Though, granted, it seems that the Yokota is a bit. This one might be that the person who's being affected by it has a bit more of self-awareness than Shinso's quirk.
Yeah.
Other than that, I'd say I do enjoy seeing some of the Class F taking down a bunch of the students during this tournament thing. So, yeah, arguably, I think I gave this chapter like an 8 to 9 out of 10. I can't quite recall, but arguably, I think it's pretty good.
That's kind of where I put it too. Is like, if I remember correctly, I think it was like by my own rating system, it was amazing. That's where I put it.
Mm-hmm. Fair enough. Anyway, I think we've covered chapter 15. We can now discuss chapter 16.
Yep, the evening portion.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, the afternoon portion.
Yeah, last chapter was I probably should have mentioned the name sooner, but that name was
Ghost.
Let's see. So yeah, which is pretty fitting once you get to the epilogue. Let's see the end of the chapter. But yeah, the afternoon portion though. Before we begin, we do get like a character profile of
Mikoto.
Makoto,
Mm-hmm.
which frankly I think if I recall, she didn't actually get a character profile with all the others when they were first.
Yeah, she was the only one that didn't get anything. Like we got one for pretty much everybody. The last one, and I mentioned this in stream, in my own live stream discussion that I did. But the last person we got was, I want to say Hein. Yeah, Hein was the last one. That was in chapter 10.
And that's the chapter he died in, if I recall, right?
You might be right. Let me see. Is this where he went night-night? Eesh. Yeah, you're right. He was out. Like, out.
Yeah, he's been still dead for 6 months, though. Granted, we still...
Blue is still holding on to the belief that he's alive.
Yeah, I'm still wondering if he might end up coming back to life, but who knows? I could be... At this point, it might not just be possible.
I'm just thinking, like, because he looks so similar to, like, Seacard, Jalal, and Justice. And I mean, okay, granted, Seacard's been, like, the only incarnation that's died, but if we're going to be technical, Justice did die in like one of the universes. So, not to say that it can't happen.
It's 50-50 on this type of character dying.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. Well, granted, I do wonder if there's going to be some sort of resurrection, just because I feel like let's see, you're really going to leave like a character like the just start introducing this character and then just killing him off.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, granted, it could arguably be like, okay, everything about this we know about this character has been done with, so now you can kill him off as a surprise plot twist. But I don't know. I feel like let's see, Hero has got something else up with this character. Though, granted, let's see, the one member of the member of the demon teachers has just been killed. That he would have a personal conflict with is gone.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it could just be that his character is just bam dead.
Mm-hmm.
We'll just have to wait and see in this part.
Just gotta see what happens.
No, I wouldn't be surprised if, like, since this is like the demon world, there probably would be some sort of resurrection technique that will probably bring him back, even if just as an enemy. But
that's
anyway,
the most I could see. Like if they are gonna bring back Hein, it's probably gonna be in like that fashion. Maybe.
But yeah, I don't know. It's just like it's like, let's see, since the first chapter kind of hyped him up as being one of the 7 main characters, only for him to be killed off so soon.
Well, and here's the other thing, guys. Blue is very much used to Hero doing the fairy tale stuff. So it's just Blue being skeptical. That's it.
Well, you can't see. To be fair, let's see. I do have reasons to do so, and yes, even though characters technically died in Eden Zero, they did come back in another timeline. So,
but those deaths still had impact, though.
Yeah, let's see, to an extent, but still, they still came back, nevertheless, at some point.
You want to find some kind of excuse, don't you?
Well, no, not really. I mean, I'm not going to, let's see, a resurrection is a resurrection, Lucky Chi.
I know.
Let's see. Let's see, cloning, let's see, reviving, let's see, time travel, whatever. Let's see, a resurrection is a resurrection. Now, sometimes it works, and sometimes it doesn't. I will say, for the very least, with Eden Zero, for the most part, it worked, even though I do feel like afterwards it did kind of kill off some of the suspension in the story for me.
No, that's not just you. I kind of felt that way, too.
Because to me, it's like, okay, none of these characters are probably actually going to die. Or no one is actually going to die. Since it's like this is the universe where everyone is saved.
Mm-hmm.
So that aspect.
And here's the thing, though. Naruto did something similar, not in the sense of the universe thing. I'm talking about the Edo Tensei or the. Oh my god, what was the thing Nagato used?
Rebirth.
Yeah,
Okay,
Rebirth.
okay, I'll say this. Let's see with Naruto. Just quickly.
Because for me, I don't know about you. For me, that killed off any suspense of death.
I'll say this. Until like for the most part, Naruto handled death quite well. Granted, he was mostly just death's a mentor and like a major. Let's see some side characters, but let's see mentor figures. But yeah. Now yes, let's see the Rinnegan Rebirth thing. After that, characters revive. Wasn't really any major deaths except maybe reformed villains or like just villains or just like certain side characters, minus Neji, who was just very much done for shock value, just to try and force Naruto and Hinata close together. But on the subject of Edo Tensei, at the very least, that jutsu is a forbidden jutsu that, let's see, it's forbidden because it revives the dead and forces them to fight as meat puppets, if you will. So it wasn't like they were, let's see, everyone that brought back was good guys. They were pretty much all brought back to be soldiers in a war. Now, granted, let's see, I've already done a stream discussing what went wrong with the Edo Tensei discussion with Steve. I'm not sure if you've watched or listened to it, Lucky Chi.
Being part of it, I need to finish it up. But
Let's see, but yeah, there's some problems with it. But I will at very least say it was let's see, it wasn't like oh, they're all on the good guys' side now. Let's see, only the only ones that did that were like the four Hokage and I guess to an extent Itachi. But other than that, they were mostly antagonists that arguably may have not always been handled bestly. But yeah, so let's see. But yeah, so that was just what Edo Tensei was. Resurrected zombies. Eden Zero was pretty much reverse time kind of thing. Anyway, we've gone a bit tangent of Naruto and Eden Zero long enough. Back to the actual chapter. Let's see with the cover with Mikoto. Now her info is pretty much okay. Root Lich. Let's see. She likes corpses, which I think that was probably to expected with her ability.
Mm-hmm.
And we learned that she dislikes.
I mean, her dress has a skull on the shoulder side, so that should be telling.
Yes. But yeah. But yeah, she dislikes evil. Now that we know she's part of a secret service organization, I suppose that technically does make sense. And it's very possible that Yokota does have an ally with her now. Now that we know that she's some part of some organization called Ghost. But we'll get to more to that in a bit. But the most interesting thing about, let's see, the info she says about how she can manipulate corpses into soldiers, and that she's part of the secret agency Ghost, and apparently her strength was already well known before she came to Dead Rock, so she's famous among the first years.
Yeah, that last bit I didn't know about.
Yeah, that is the most interesting thing here, is the fact that she's already well known. Let's see, though, granted, so far, let's see, which is...
Well, Yagito didn't know about that, so...
Yeah, but it is kind of interesting that none of the other classmates, or I guess, let's see, fellow students or teachers have commented on Mikoto being here. Because if she's already famous amongst the first years, there should have been some rumors spreading about, and let's see, one of the members of Class F should have caught on to that.
I was going to say, Hein might have known, and I say might have, but we can't know that for sure because, he's like...
Yeah.
He's gone, so...
Well, it does make me wonder if, like, Mikoto, like I said, is Mikoto the same age as everyone else in the Dead Rock Class F, or is she perhaps older now?
I'm gonna say, okay, I'll say this. And this is my opinion. If I had to take a guess, if she's older, I'd probably say 18. Probably.
So you think she'd be like the same age as Urza was in like Fairy Tail, roughly? Lucky Chi kind of got out. You can't hear you. Lakichi?
Yeah, no, I was just saying that, like, at least starting off with Fairy Tale, because I think now Urza's probably what, like in her 20s? I think.
Hold on, let me just check. Let's see.
And I mean, shoot, if you're going to include the 7-year time skip, at least mid 20s, at least.
Well, technically, let's see, they didn't age at all. So let's see. And the beginning of the series, Urza was 19, so she was 19 for 17 years. Sorry, what, Lakichi?
Well, no. I was just saying of like that's just the whole blip concept from the MCU. So,
which arguably yes, but it does actually It does actually affect the members of Fairy Tail that were in Fairy Glitter for 7 years because they did not age.
No, they didn't. But that point still stands. They're still 7 years older, even if
not really. Let's hold on. Let's see. I'm trying to think. What was it? Chronologically and what was the two? What's the two phrases? Chronologically and what was it? 7 years have gone by, but they have not aged in 7 years, Lakichi.
I know.
So they're still technically the age. They're still technically the ages they were before before being trapped for 7 years. Sorry, what?
No, I was just saying that, like, but like, you know,
Lucky you were silent for a very long time.
No, I was just saying that, like, they're still like in like that. They're not in the same year though. They're in, like time has actually passed by for everybody else.
Yeah.
And like, look, I get it. Appearance wise, yeah, they haven't changed, but their number has. That's what I'm saying.
No, let's see. No, that can't. No, hold on, that can't be right.
Look.
No, hold on. Let me just check. Let's see, Fairy Spear. Fairy Spear. Fairy Tail. Hold on. Let's see. One of 3 great powers. Let's see. Powerful enough to defend even against time. The spirit. Thus, everyone within this is stuck in a frozen state where they don't age. It's powerful enough to protect Tenryou Island. Let's see. Okay. So let's see. Okay. Go on.
No, so I was just saying that, like, they're like, it's not like time itself stopped. That's what I'm saying.
No, time may have continued, but it stopped for them. So they're still just see. So they might see. So arguably they should be 7 years older, but the fact that they were frozen in time means they weren't. They have not aged.
Okay.
Are you just saying that because you just had enough of this conversation?
Yeah, kind of, more or less.
So you're saying Lucy is actually 24?
Yes.
See, that I'll just have to disagree with you.
Look. I'm just saying, look. Let's say something happened, okay? Right now it's year 2024, right? Let's say something happens and we find ourselves in the year 3044.
Yeah.
Okay? You've had birthdays pass by. I'm just saying, technically, age-wise, not like appearance-wise, just by actual timeline-wise, they're this age. That's what I'm saying.
No, well, here's the thing, Lucky Chi. While technically I should be from like 30 to going to 40, I'm still technically 30 years old because I have not aged one bit.
I know.
So it's like, okay, I should be 40, but the fact that I did not age. My body did not change. Let's see. I'm completely sort of paused in time, if you will, for 10 years. I am still technically the age I was in 2024.
No, that's why I said it's technically. I said
No.
technically.
Oh boy.
Look. I'm not saying that's definitive. I'm saying technically they're older. Technically.
Not really. Not really. I'm sorry. I'm just have to disagree with you there.
Okay.
Let's see. I don't know. I'll just have to. Let's see. It'll be very interesting if we end up having this sort of discussion with others in the chat. I'm curious to see what they would say. But no, but I'm pretty certain. But then again, let's see. But yeah, so they're pretty much. But anyway, we've discussed that long enough. Back to like chapter 16. So yeah, she's a bit famous. So yeah. Arguably, if she's older, she's probably around the Ezra Scarlet age, which fair enough. But yeah. Anyway, the chapter pretty much has Yokota asking about Ghost, in which he was revealed that it's a sort of like Secret Service dealing with judge criminals. Though Yokota does make the point saying technically everyone in the demon world's a criminal.
Yeah, technically.
Which, if fair, it's not wrong. So it's like, what's the point of this kind of police organization? But yeah, but as a result, you've got Boltegar panicking that one of the students is a ghost, but he's going like, hold on, let's see, God created Ghost, so I'm one of his allies. But we learned that Ghost was actually created from a previous god, so we know from this chapter that there have been previous gods, which might make more of Yokota's theory a bit more accurate, and that this and the current god is actually trying to destroy Ghost, so they're not really under his control, which gets Boltegar ready to try and fight her again. But she says that if she dies, this guy called Kilgrim, who's the head of Ghost, and he panics since apparently this is the one person that let's see, God cannot seem to kill. So he tries to beg for his life and let's see, spare him and all that. But she's going like, you still did do all those crimes of kidnapping students, but he's like, let's see, I'm sure they're still alive, but she pretty much forces him down on his head, and we cut back, and then as a result, let's see, we cut to like other students, particularly from 1A.
Oh yeah, the 1A wannabes.
The what?
The 1A wannabes. I'm not gonna let that go. That's what they are.
Okay.
Oh my god, Blue.
Let's see. What's this?
1A.
1A?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, My Hero Academia. But where was I? Oh yeah, you got E.G. Dest. Let's see, 2 members. Let's see, taking on 23 points. They seemingly looking for Yokota, and then we cut to this woman called Setsusana, who has a bit of a fan club. But she pretty much wants to protect her, but she wants the points, so she ends up killing them all, burning them with fire.
Yeah, I'd be worried about her.
Yeah, it's like let's see. Though granted, let's see, I do think our fanboys are kind of idiots because it's like what did you expect in a death tournament?
I was just gonna say this: like, if you find someone that attractive, obviously your first thing is gonna be like, she's pretty, but this is the classic thing of looks can be deceiving,
That and you're in a demon school.
Well, that's it.
But yeah, so she burns them up. You see members of Class F continuing to take out, let's see, other students. We get this this sort of tough-looking guy whose hair sort of reminds me of that tier guy from Eden Zero. It's been a while since I've read the name, so I've forgotten his name.
Which one?
Okay, let's see, of Draken Joe's Elemental 4.
Oh.
The water one. That joined the Eden Zero crew.
You're talking about Laguna, right?
Yeah, Lagoon, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of reminds me, the hairstyle reminds me of that.
I can see it.
And this long jelly neck dude who seems to be able to, seem to bend reality, if I had to guess. Anyway, Let's see, we cut back to Mikoto saying that she came to execute him, but realizing that there's some hero worse than him. So she said, I'll let you live if you work for me. And apparently he does this, and in a rather pathetic way says, I'll do anything you want, Mikoto-sama. But she does make sure says to act like a teacher when we're in public. So in a sense,
So dominating.
Yeah. Yeah, and it seems Botago is no longer a threat and therefore eliminated from this. But the tournament ends, everyone looking around. The announcer congratulates everyone after ending the thing, and then they'll go into like
a 1 hour recess.
Yes, so they can do the afternoon bit where it'll be a pretty much tournament among the top 8 individual point users, and the class that has the largest amount of points will win.
So we were right on this, actually, because remember, before this arc started, you and I were both like, this could probably be a tournament arc, and that's what we're getting.
Yeah, we're getting a tournament arc in Dead Rock.
Mm-hmm.
Which,
not gonna lie, I'm kind of looking forward to it.
Which, yeah, I think this is probably Hiro Mashima's first tournament since the Grand Magic Games arc.
Yeah.
Now, interesting enough, the Grand Magic Games arc
I was going to say this. The Grand Magic Games arc was mostly like fun and festive. That's what that one was. This one, I don't think is going to be fun and festive.
Oh, yeah. Let's see. That's probably true. Also, interesting enough, I think Grand Magic Games, as far as I'm aware of, is the only tournament arc where people... It was not universally well received.
At the time... Like, I think it's interesting now because there are so many people now that do love that arc.
Arguably, yes. I think those that still dropped Fairy Tail dropped it because of that arc.
Well, yeah, I'm not discrediting that. I'm just saying that much like with how many people hated Spider-Man 3 when it came out, there was a bit of a...
Lucky Chi, you cut off there for a second. What you were saying? Lucky Chi?
I was basically saying that much like with how Spider-Man 3 was like very negative when it first came out.
You're saying we was having a shift or something, right?
Yeah, I was saying that it's kind of the similar case with the Grand Magic Games where now, people love it.
Okay.
Like, there's more of an appreciation for it now than it was back then.
Arguably, yes. Probably Spider-Man 3's reputation has gotten better, and arguably most series, over time, arguably get, better reputation for better for worse. I mean, the worst example I can think of is now people saying Kaguya was actually a brilliant idea.
I mean, okay, I'll say this. Grand Magic Games isn't perfect by any means. But, I mean, because there are still some pretty big flaws in that arc, too. But, I mean, if you look at it from a story perspective, it's still a good arc.
I'd say there's only, for me, 2 really questionable moments for me.
Is it the one with Sting? Because I can understand that one. That's one I can get.
Sting is one, and the other is Urza having that invincible armor thing.
Yeah, I can kind of see that one. I mean, there's minor stuff too, like the one with Draconis blowing off clothes, but that's like super minor in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, let's see. That's just standard hero fan service kind of thing. But yeah, Zagreb, that one. The Jade Dragon. Yeah, I recall. But yeah, that is arguably one issue. But let's see, that's probably the third issue. But but arguably it's just that. Let's see, I think the moment Urza got that armor, and let's see, just for that and never used it again, I think this is when people started to treat Urza like a Mary Sue.
Yeah, which I mean, from a battle, we see that right. We said that back then, and I mean, granted, okay, post time skippers wasn't exactly doing too well battle wise. Personality wise, she was fine, but
But yeah, but it's like but yeah, that was just like the biggest issue with Urza. But
Yeah.
yeah, so
But I mean, I was just gonna say this: like, 100 Years Quest, I think has done Urza much better when it comes to the battle aspect, for sure. Would you agree?
sorry, could you say it again?
I was saying that 100 Years Quest though has done Urza better in the fight category.
Oh yeah, fight category. Yeah, I feel like I just kind of lost suspense with Fairy Tail.
No, I was talking about like for 100 Years Quest, like it's done.
Oh yeah, 100 Years Quest. Oh yeah, that is definitely Let's see. Before 100 Years Quest, the fight suspense for me with Fairy Tail after time skip just kind of was non-existent. There were bits where I had hope with certain hype of characters, particularly like Tartarus, but it was always usually end up being squandered by just how invincible Fairy Tail ended up always being until 100 Year Quest came along and they actually started losing a few fights.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, because it's like,
I mean, they took a pretty big blow during Tartarus, so you can't totally discredit that one.
are you referring to when they all get? Are you referring to when they all get trapped in the like a cube thing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't necessarily count that, to be honest.
That's fair.
I'm talking more about the individual fights, but yeah. But yeah. Anyway, let's see. I suppose but yeah. Unless you count maybe that quick 5v5 round thing with like that narrator girl, Witsy having certain opponents fight the crew of the Eden Zero at the time. This is the first tournament.
Zhao Mei.
Yeah. This is the first tournament that Hiro Mashima seems to be doing. So yeah, 8 points, then the winner amongst them. With like members of Class Class F asking how many points they got. Frey ends up getting 17, so they think that she's the most likely one to do it, to like get in. Meanwhile, we have God and Lilith talking, and where God asks her to give a number, and she gives the standard 666 because, well, this is Demon World and Hell, so yeah.
That one didn't surprise me. I was like, oh, okay.
And God pretty much then summons Switzy 666 meteors on human towns, destroying them, and which she finds that idea is thrilling, but she wishes that she said, let's see, 690,000.
You know, somehow that number bypassed me when I did the stream discussion on it. But then, like when I got to that page again, I was like, oh my god. The reference came back to me as soon as I.
Yeah, let's see. Let's see. But for the sake of children, children who maybe perhaps I should say not suitable for children for the stream. But
I mean, we've established that since chapter 1, so
yeah. But yeah, this is definitely this is perhaps the most explicit reference that I've seen Hiro Mashima ever do in a in a manga. I think this is even more than like Lucy blushing after coming out from that studio. From like
of course, yeah.
Yeah, those Actors Guild.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hero wise, yeah, but if we're talking like all manga in general, I'd still say Berserk has it on that front.
Sorry, what?
I was saying, like, as far as references go, yeah, I can agree with you there.
So, but yeah, the only other one I can think of is when you had that self-proclaimed son of Zerf doing like that ability that gives you an idea who
the pleasure magic. Yeah.
Yes. Other than that, yeah. But yeah, so we got a bit of reference to that, and we end up thinking that ends up revealing that Baltigard gave him like only one, so let's see, which either one of them called him a tedious man, but it seems like he's just like so I'm not sure if that means the fact that it's implying that either he's as not as it's more soft spot than we've been given credit to believe, or the fact that Makoto has now got him like under control.
Oh no! 100%. He's gonna be her lapdog. That's what that face is implying. Because he knows. Look, we don't even know too much about Ghost aside from what was addressed to us.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that he's afraid of Ghost, in my opinion, just tells me they're a big deal.
Yeah.
If you can get one of the 4 demon teachers to be on their knees in fear, then
Mm-hmm.
yikes.
Yeah, but yeah, I assume that because he's now under Mikoto's control, he did like one because he realized if she finds out that let's see, he picked a number that resulted in the deaths of it's like millions of towns or something like that. He'll probably be in trouble. So it's like, okay, keep the casualties to a bare minimum. At least that's what I'm guessing here. Anyway, we get like let's see. But anyway, the tournament results are announced, and you've got Frey versus Lausanne, Lloyd versus EG. Let's see, you get like Frey. Let's see, the students going like how 2 of the members of the class got in. You also got like Yokota versus Dest, Setsuna versus Virgo, and Frey's excited the fact that she gets to fight Lausanne like this, so she can now avenge her sister. While Dest thinks like he gets to be the one to kill Yakuto, so yeah. And you got a bunch of the students being shocked about why isn't Aries in, with him just saying to everyone that he lost to Yokota-kun, which shocks everyone. But Yokota knows like, well, technically that did not happen.
Mm-hmm.
And Yuji's this seems to be thinking you again. No, let's see, seemingly annoyed, but Yokota, but he's got a deal with, like, I believe this dude called Lloyd, who seems to have like a bit of an attitude problem. And you have like the sort of popular girl Setsuna versus Virgo, and she finds her opponent revolting. Frey tells Yokota, let's do their best, so they fight each other in the final round. With him saying, yeah, let's do our best. But then God first appears and reveals to everyone that the rules of this tournament is a fight to the death, saying you need to kill your opponent to win. And this shocks, of course, Yokota and Frey, because that means then if they do get to the finals, they'll have to kill each other. But pretty much you got Lausanne smiling, as well as Sakuna, but you got like those 1A students also looking at each other kind of nervously, because it's like, we're going to have to kill each other if we get to the finals, but
I mean, guys, this isn't exactly a huge surprise given that it's called Field Day Massacre. I mean,
but yeah, arguably not, but I guess they did not expect that to be the only rule in the tournament.
You know what this reminds me of? Dark Tournament from Yu Yu Hakusho.
Okay.
That's the kind of vibes I'm getting. I'm not saying this is going to be the Dark Tournament arc, but I'm getting those vibes right now.
Well, to be fair, in the Dark, you didn't necessarily kill your opponent in the Dark Tournament arc. It's quite a fair share of those characters came back for the final arc.
Well, yeah, but
anyway, well, I was like, oh yeah, But pretty much, let's see. Besides the members from the same class, are just looking at each other rather nervously. Everyone is just like smiling, ready to fight, ending the chapter on that cliffhanger.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. The tournament. Let's see. Should we talk about Mikoto since that's your avatar for this stream first, or should we talk about the tournament first?
That's you. Okay, let's talk about the Mikoto stuff.
Yeah.
So, I will say, piggybacking off from the last chapter, I do like that Hiro didn't do, the one-shot move that he did, particularly in Fairy Tail. He didn't do that here.
Oh yeah.
He found a way to end the fight in a more not suspenseful, but let's say in like a more revelation kind of way. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, I will admit, if let's see, Hero did that one-shot move way too often in Fairy Tail that killed quite a lot of suspense.
Mm-hmm.
And frankly, if it did that, that would have probably killed all suspense for the Demon Teachers. Though, granted,
Well,
I will admit.
And I remember telling you that is that like, look, if Mikoto walks out of this fight and she like kills Baltigor on her own, I'm gonna have my gripes. But that's not what happened. So, you know.
Yeah. Now, I will admit, Baltigor still looks kind of pathetic, begging for his life here.
Mm-hmm. But I mean that's the intention, though.
Yeah, I will admit, but I do think I do worry this might have just killed. This may potentially kill the suspense for the remaining 4 Demon Teachers. We'll just have to wait and see on that part.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's clearly no longer going to be a threat now.
I mean, here's the thing. We don't know. Okay, Bren, we could probably say was like the top of the 4, right? And if I had to take a guess now, I'd probably say Baltigor was like the weakest, probably.
Arguably, probably. At least he seems to have the weakest will of personality at the very least.
Yeah, definitely that. And like I said, Lilith is... I don't even want to think about her because... Whew, because look, that matchup's going to come eventually. If I had to take a guess, maybe it'll be her and Lilith, Mikoto. And versus Lilith, maybe.
If that's the case, then I definitely expect some type of fan service like battle. I mean, no.
I love how that's the first thing that comes to your mind.
I mean, can you blame me, Lucky Chi? I mean, this is literally Hero here we're talking about, and not to mention, let's see, we've got the villain is pretty much Lilith is pretty much let's see, a
succubus, yeah.
Yeah, succubus. No, that is like sexual in nature.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, arguably that was like I always did think that let's see, Mikoto was probably going to be the one to fight her, though. Granted, it seems like she's doing a lot with Brandigash, but it could be possible that that the person she's sparing him his life because she found someone worse. I do wonder if that means it's going to be Lilith because, well, it seems Lozan is about to be probably dealt with this battle tournament.
Yeah, here's the thing. I was kind of shocked that. Okay, not the fact that we're getting Frey versus Lozan because I already expected that, given with the whole revelation with what happened with her sister. But I was just kind of shocked that we're getting that fight right now.
Yeah, well, Hero did say this was supposed to be a limited series, though. Granted, I'm wondering if it's gone beyond the point of limited at this point.
Well, and that's the thing. I think in a way, what I'm taking from this is that you're gonna get like a middle of the road situation where it'll be limited probably by like Hero standards, where it's not gonna reach like the 30s range like you had with Rave Master and Eden Zero.
So you think it's going to be half of that at the very least?
I'm thinking at least 15.
Okay.
Which, given with where we are right now, and I always do this estimate, even on my own stream, but let me see here real quick. Let me pull up the dead. I don't know why the Fairy Tail Wiki and the Dead Rock Wiki haven't updated their stuff yet, because it's, I don't know. People be weird. Because Volume 3 of Dead Rock ends with Chapter 12. And that's, I want to say, what is that like?
Well, currently, let's see, since the first, I take it the first chapter, the first volume was 3 chapters. Let's see, I'd say the revelation from Ghost would be the end of the 4th volume.
Actually, no. This volume, which is volume 4, that starts off with Chapter 13.
Chapter 13, chapter 4. Okay, then pretty much this would be like you got you got 4 volumes worth of chapters. So arguably that means we got another 11 volumes to go. If it's going to be if we're guessing it's going to be 15. You hearing us, Lucky Chi? Lucky Chi? Hello?
I'm hearing you. No, I was just saying that what was I saying? So volume 3 ends off with chapter 12. So given that 13 starts off volume 4. So this would be the 4th chapter in the volume.
Okay, so we've got 4 volumes worth of chapters. And if we're guessing that it's going to be 15 volumes, that means we've got another 11 volumes to go.
At least, yeah. Which means that probably chapter 17 will wrap up the 4th volume.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, fair enough. But yeah. But anyway, so yeah, we got But yeah, so we pretty much got one of the 4 demon teachers submitting thing, but we do learn a few things about this conversation, like Ghost created from God, but it was a previous God that created Ghost. So we do know that means that there's been more than one type of God figure.
And I mean, you can kind of already get that implications given with what Yakuto said. So
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
New. It's just cementing.
In many ways, this chapter does seem to confirm that it's a possible theory that Yokota has.
Mm-hmm.
Now, granted, it seems like Yokota seems to think that that the god that is now, it seems to be like an imposter that's taken the form of the god that his father served under. So who knows? Let's see. So we have to wait and see whether or not like that. Though granted, we have to see what God was like before he killed Yokota's parents. It could be just that Yokota has the wrong impression of this current God in general.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I mean, here's the thing: like, even if we do have like 11 volumes left, for anyone curious, because I used to do this with Attack on Titan when it was coming out monthly, but you get 12 months, 12 chapters for each month. So if you're looking at that as an estimate, I would say maybe you have like at least another 2.5 years.
So you think we're gonna have like 2 or 3 years more worth of like Dead Rock volume content? Okay.
That's just me assuming that volume 15 will be like the end off point for Dead Rock.
Okay. Fair enough.
Which I think would be, because here's the thing, for like a typical Hiro Mashima series, like his outside of Fairy Tail, like his series are usually within like the 6-year mark. Because the same thing happened with Rave Master. Rave Master, went on for 6 years. Eden Zero went on for 6 years. They both ended.
Uh-huh.
So, and if we're saying this is going to be half of that, then probably the same thing.
Fair enough, and probably will be the case if Hiro Mashima is going to be doing another manga series, which I think he stated that you will, right?
Mm-hmm. His 4th weekly series.
Yikes! He seems to be going for a record here.
I mean, I can't blame the guy. I mean, look, if he's got a story he wants to.
Well, we'll see how that 4th series goes, I guess.
And I've already talked about this in that.
Sorry, you kind of cut off there for a second.
I was gonna say that, like, and I've already talked about this in the video I did like a couple months back, but we already know there's gonna be some level of fantasy to it. I don't think it's gonna be like what we got with Rave Master or Fairy Tale. I think it's gonna be probably like a blend, kind of like with how Eden Zero was. Not necessarily sci-fi related though, because you already did that.
Okay. So he's done a sort of One Piece style like adventure with Rave Master.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, he's done a sort of like
And
a
I'll still say,
Naruto style like fantasy world with Fairy Tale.
wait, what was that with Fairy Tale?
I said sort of like a mission like guild Naruto style thing with Fairy Tale.
I could see that.
Let's see, Eden Zero is, you could say, technically One Piece in space to an extent, but the sci-fi let's see, sci-fi space opera with Eden Zero.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. There's some probably the only kind of thing I could probably think of is, let's see, types. Well, arguably, depends on the genre. I could possibly see maybe let's see, possibly maybe a sort of a wandering kind of story, wandering fantasy one, or maybe a sort of like dystopian one, maybe, or maybe a sort of like Wild West kind of thing.
And I was gonna say, as far as like, because I've seen some people say, "What about a school fantasy series?" He's
Well,
already doing,
he's doing that now.
yeah, and I think it's kind of funny how he's always kind of had this idea for a school series.
School what? Like a Chia cut out again.
I know. I was just saying that, like, I do find it funny that back in Rave Master, like its final volume, he said that he's flirted with the idea of doing a school series, and now he's doing that with Dead Rock.
Yeah. Basically, he's done nearly just about every sort of fantasy trope that you can do.
Mm-hmm. I mean, maybe steampunk. I could see, yeah, Hero could probably, I could see him tackle a steampunk series.
Yeah, steampunk is probably the last one to do on his list. Because unless you're going to try and do like a maybe Lord of the Rings style type of fantasy adventure. But I don't know, it depends if you already think he's kind of done that.
I mean, he technically did that with Rave Master. Technically.
But yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Like, what? I mean, the only thing I know for certain is that he already has, like, a character name in mind for his protagonist, which, I mean, leave it to.
Lucky Chi cut off again. Lucky Chi. Lucky, you got cut off again. Hello? Okay, folks, I've lost Lucky Chi. Hold on, let me just message him quickly. We're having some technical difficulties. Let me just put the burn. Let's see. Let's see. There we go.
No.
You're back, Lucky Chi. You were cut off for a second there.
There was a phone call, super quick, but yeah. No, I was just thinking like as far as like protagonist names go, like he's already got that figured out too, and it's gonna be like season based. Which the only season names he hasn't done yet are Aki and Fuyu, which for anyone curious about Japanese, Aki means fall and Fuyu means winter. So it's one of those two.
Okay, if it's the winter one, then you're going to get an ice-themed character.
Probably. And I mean, then you got Shiki, who represents 4 seasons. So there's that.
But anyway, yeah. Anyway, the other thing, back to like Dead Rock, let's see. So besides the fact that apparently this current guard wants to try and eliminate ghosts. So let's see, she is definitely an enemy of the current guard. So arguably, even though she said she wasn't going to join Yokoto, it's very much likely that long term she is going to be Yokoto's ally.
Mm-hmm.
Because technically God is her enemy as well.
Yes.
She's just doing this type of investigation first. Which I will admit, let's see. Of all the crime, like I said earlier, all the crimes, human trafficking is like that's the one you took on. There's all these other crimes that have been going on. But yeah. But to be fair, human trafficking is a serious and horrible crime. Don't do it. Let's see. I hope. Let's see. Don't do it, people. I hope that never happens to anyone. But yeah. But interesting enough, it seems like even if she dies, we learn that there's one figure called King, the head of Ghost, to come here, and apparently this figure, is someone that God cannot seem to kill.
I also find it super funny how he's named King, which I know this kind of flew over your head, but that's a Ravemaster reference to Gale's best friend.
Yeah. Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but to be honest, Lucky Chi, I was thinking more along like King from One Punch Man.
Oh, I know. I know. I listened in on your stream that you did that day.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you didn't do any comments on that stream.
Well, no, I caught on like right as it ended. So.
Okay, that makes sense. Sorry.
Yeah, that's what happened. But
okay.
Yeah, so I was just like, okay, so let me get this straight. Eden Zero, we had Reina and Hamiero, who were the two characters from Ravemaster, and Hero gave those two names to Holy and Eraser as their real names. And now I'm like thinking, like, okay, so now we
have what? Lucky? You cut
now
off again.
now we have the head of Ghost, who is named King. So gets me kind of curious.
Well, it might give you an idea of what kind of design Hero might do for this King fella.
Maybe.
But yeah, let's see. It's interesting enough that we might actually now have a character that could actually challenge God.
Mm-hmm.
Because as far as we were aware for these last 16 chapters, let's see, God literally alone stood at the top and seemingly no one could defeat him. Heck, he managed to one-shot Yokoto's Black Dragon form. So it's like, let's see, and it seems like the only way to beat him was to find his weakness in his root book. So, yeah. But now there seems to be someone that can actually fight God, at least on somewhat equal terms, at least close to that level of strength.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, we still don't know what this type of person this King fella is, but at the very least, they want to deal with God and his subordinates.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, pretty much with two of the demon teachers taken out, and probably going to be a third one by the end of this tournament arc, I suppose this does make sense now why Hiro Mashima did do that special Royal Guard for God thing that Yokota's father was a part of.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like, if these teachers are not going to be around for the long term, you're going to need some, let's see, henchmen for God down the line.
Pretty much.
So, yeah. So anyway, out of curiosity, what do you make of the other, let's see, 4 students that have are part of this tournament?
Well, like I said, I know Des is like boasting about Yokoto. I'm sorry, Des. You're gonna be out.
Yeah, does he kind of remind you of what was his name? Was it Sonic? Did they call it? Was it called Sonic or Jet in Russian 6?
Oh, are you talking about Racer?
Racer, yeah, Racer.
He kind of gives off that personality. I could see it.
I mean, he's got the typical human demon horn things, but yeah. Now, he's arguably just going to be Yokoto's victim, though granted, I assume that he's going to have some trouble, since we can see he seems to smash one person to pieces. I'm not sure if that means he has the ability to turn someone to stone. So it could be possible physical contact might be a bad idea.
Mm-hmm.
E.g., this sort of Neko Bretzi boy here, if you will, seems to have a particular interest in trying to kill Yokota.
Yeah, okay, I'll tell you this. AG, I think, is going to make it out fine, obviously. Now, the fact that we're getting Frey versus Lozen is, like, okay, I already knew we were getting this fight, but the fact that it's happening round one? That it has me worried, like, in a good way, though. Because we know...
So like you cut out again.
I was just basically saying that, like, we know Frey's whole objective is to take down Lozen for what happened to her sister.
Yeah.
Now, the thing is, do you think Frey's going to make it out of this fight?
Well, Lucky Chi, like you said earlier, Etsy, the demon teacher shouldn't really be losing to a student in a one-on-one fight. The only one I can think of the exception is Yokoto. Now, granted, with Frey, if she does make it out, then that seems she has at least completed her character arc of like that was set up like when they were dealing with Lorenzo and all that. So Lausanne, I mean.
Lozen.
So it's like she's finally avenged her sister, so she's done that. So arguably she's got like a completed sort of subplot, unless you build a new one for her. Now, granted, we still don't know. Now, granted, if she ends up being beaten or died against Lausanne, then that means that tragically she dies, and there'll be a bit of a shock twist because then you've pretty much got Hiro Mashima killing pretty much the Ellie / Lucy character of Dead Rock. And that usually ends up being the second most important character in the series.
Yeah, I mean... Yeah, that's the, like, because like I've been saying, that fight's the one where I'm like, that can go either way.
Now, granted, whether or not Yokoto and Frey are supposed to be love interests in the end, I do not know. Remains to be seen, but...
Yokoto and Frey or Yokoto and Mikoto, one of the two.
Yeah. Now, granted, it could surprise us this time, but let's see.
I mean, Mikoto also... I was going to say, Mikoto also does have a little bit of that looseness.
I'm sorry, what? Sorry, what?
No, I was going to say that Mikoto also does have a little bit of the Lucy facial expression-wise, you know?
I guess. No, I think Frey more fits the bill. I mean, granted, I guess you could also probably put Yokoto and Chakako, I guess. But anyway, so yeah, you've got let's see. So it's very possible, but one possibility is that you get, let's see, Frey gets the finals and fights Yokoto for the death, and you get a very tragic thing that happens at the end where they have to fight each other to the death. You might get Yokoto trying to spare her, but something happens and then she dies. But yeah. Granted, it's very possible that Frey does die temporarily, but then gets resurrected somehow.
I was going to say, that's the point I was going to bring up here, is that, like, okay, let's see. Well, actually, no, it's going to be tough, too, because Lozen has a way of, like, oh, shoot.
Well, if Lozen brings her back, she's just pretty much...
I just blew my own mind with that. If she dies and Lozen resurrects her, oh, shoot.
Well, if he does resurrect her, she'll just be pretty much, let's see, just an infectious corpse kind of thing, not an actual person.
Well, yeah, I know, but I can imagine what that would do.
Well, no, granted, it would probably only be a short-term thing because I'm pretty certain Lozen is going to be meeting his end this arc.
You think so?
Well, I mean, I'm pretty certain that you're going to get your Koto, so probably it's going to end up being the winner of this arc, since it's a fight to the death. But anyway, Lucky Chi, I kind of wanted to talk about the other students before. Frey versus, let's see, Lorenzo. So can we please talk about
Where do you see Lorenzo?
Lorenzo, what?
Where do you see Lorenzo?
Hold on, Lucky Chi. I'll get to Lorenzo in a bit. I want to talk about the other two students we had before you put up the Frey fight. So what do you make of the other two students? Like, the Jiggly guy and the city Setsusana.
Oh, Setsuna? Well, okay, I'll tell you this. Setsuna's going to win that one. I already see that happening.
Okay.
I think Setsuna's going to defeat Virgio. Yakoto Ose is going to take on Dest. AG will probably defeat Lloyd. And like I said, Frey and Lozen, I don't know about that one.
You think it can go either way?
Yeah, that's the one I'm not sure about. 3 out of the 4, I've got a good idea. But this one...
Well, here's the thing, Lucky Chi, because it's very possible that if let me take a look at the matchups again. Let's see what order they put them in. Okay. Well, then it's pretty much so let's see, Yakoto, I guess you could say, makes sense if he takes down Dest first round and then you get like Setsuna second round. Well, granted, if she does make it past this one, she seems to be a bit of a fire user, so that might imply that Frey does not get to the finals because Yakoto's already fighting a fire user.
Yeah.
Now, granted, it could be possible that Virgo is the sort of, let's see, unknown dark horse for us and might reveal something more about him that Hiro doesn't, that Hiro's keeping surprised. I mean, after all, Hiro does seem to like his joking mascot or weird mascot characters.
True, but I don't see Virgio as being a mascot character.
I mean, okay, then it could possibly be more like one of those what's his name, Ichiya or Moskoi type characters. No comment on that, Lucky Chi?
I don't know.
I don't know. I guess it's possible, but yeah. But Lloyd, yeah, probably the disposable one, but he seems to be this like easy to anger, quick to get killed. But yeah. Anyway, Iju will be interesting because he seems to have some sort of, let's see, desire to take down Yakoto. So it's very possible that Frey ends up killing Lozen, but she ends up losing to this Iji fella, and then Iji ends up fighting Yakoto in the final round. But yeah, it could go either way. You're going to get Lozen, Frey, or Iji fighting fighting maybe Yakoto at the end. But I'm thinking it's like but I'm thinking it'll probably be more likely that
I was gonna say this. Imagine this being a case where Frey and Lozen are both pushed to their limits and like they both they're like knocked out.
So you think that they could do sort of a tie that prevents them from continuing the match?
That's the only other solution
That is arguably a way to get a hero to do a bit of a cop out and not have either Frey or Lozen die just yet.
And it keeps Frey relevant too, if Lozen's not gonna die, you know.
But yeah, but I could also see this like a cheat. I could think if Frey does beat Lozen and then fights Engie and then ends up losing, this could arguably be a motivation to have Yakoto fight Engie for whatever, let's see, reason Engie wants to fight Yakoto.
Maybe. That's, like I said, anything can happen right now. Anything's possible.
But yeah, other than that,
what would you rate it?
Oh, I'm sorry, what?
I said, what would you rate it?
What, the
Wait,
chapter?
no, actually, no. We haven't gotten to the Mikoto stuff yet.
Let's see. I'm sorry, what?
I said, what were you going to say?
Hold on. Hold on. Let's see, Lucky Chi. You've made me completely chaotic in my entire order of discussing this chapter. I will admit. So let me just think for a second. Okay. We talked about the Mikoto stuff. Okay, yeah, we've done that. Talked a bit about the tournament and the matchups. Okay, we've done that. Okay, let's see. You want to talk about the Akoto stuff, right? Was it Akoto or Mikoto, you said?
I'm just making sure. Like, we already talked about the Mikoto stuff, right?
Yeah, we talked about the Mikoto. The only thing left to be talked about is perhaps maybe the fact that God continues to be cruel with destroying 666 towns because Lilith is. So arguably you could say this is establishing Lilith to be probably the second most cruel member of this teacher staff, behind perhaps God himself.
Which I could see that is easily something that could happen.
Yeah, so sort of the hype is being built up for her. So she'd probably be the last. Let's see, she'll probably be the last active threat of the of the demon teachers from this arc after this tournament thing.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, I will say there's probably a few funny bits here and there, like Raisin not being happy that he didn't make it to the final 8.
That was pretty funny.
Let's see, and also the fact that many students seem to be shocked that Ares was did not end up getting knocked out by Yokota. Because it seems like, let's see, this guy is definitely a very big deal. Other than that, well, we pretty much, but yeah, Yokota, it'll be quite interesting to see how he handles this, because I think he'll probably have no problems killing the likes of Dest and Setsuna or Virgo if he does end up fighting all of them. But Frey, I think, is going to be the one that he'll probably have the most struggle with.
Yeah.
But it's very possible at the end of this, we might just have our second death in Class F. So yeah, arguably, I'd definitely say this chapter would be probably more of a 9 out of 10 from what I can recall reviewing it, I think. And arguably, this might just be the darkest tournament that we've seen in a while for a manga series. Now, granted, it's
Since the Dark Tournament.
We'll see on that regard. Been a while since I've watched that. So, is there anything else you want to say, Lucky Chi, on this chapter? Lucky Chi? Lucky?
I'm here. Now, as far as rating goes, I'll say Amazing Plus. So it's not quite pure perfection, but you do get a lot of stuff in it. And you do move the story along in a good fashion, I'll say.
Fair enough. So I'm curious, Lucky Chi. Let's see. I suppose the one thing left to ask is, how many chapters do you think this tournament arc is going to be?
Well, here's the thing. Given that it's monthly and knowing Hero's pacing, I'll give it 3 volumes at least, which will probably make it 15.
So you think we're going to get 15 chapters of, let's see, Dead Rock in this fighting tournament?
Well, that's like the maximum. Minimum,
Minimum what? Lucky you cut off again.
I'll say a minimum of like 7 to 10.
I'll probably go with 8.
Okay, so we're not too far off then.
Mostly because I think, at the very least, in terms of the matchups, you probably get Yokota having one full chapter of fighting Dest. Let's see, fighting Dest.
I was gonna.
See.
Okay, go on.
So what?
I was.
Sorry, you're cutting off again, Lucky Chi. Lucky,
I
you're
was-
cutting off again.
I was going to say that, like, because I've known Heroes pacing for a long time, it's not going to be, like, super dragged out like other tournament arcs have been. So,
Well, yeah, I would say probably Setsuna and versus Virgo, and let's see, EG versus Lloyd. They will probably both be half a chapters each.
yeah,
So they might just be both done in one chapter, or maybe even.
I'll say half a chapter, maybe even a third. I don't think Heroes going to give too much spotlight on them.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. So yeah, no, and so I pretty much think Frey versus Lausanne will be 2 chapters. Let's see, and then
Say 3 for that one.
Let's see. I'm going with 2, but I'm okay.
Mikoto and Baltigor fight that was 3 chapters.
Okay, so fair enough. You might be correct, but I'll wait and see on that one.
And then for
let's see, Yokota versus either Setsuna and Virgo. I think that will also be 1 chapter.
I was going to say
1.5.
I was going to say Yakuto versus Dest, I think, will be maybe a chapter and a half. That's my guess.
Okay. So you think it's going to be a half more than what I think, but yeah. And whoever, let's see, EG fights between Frey or Lausanne, probably 1 or 2 chapters.
Mm-hmm.
And then probably 1 or 2 chapters for the final.
Yeah.
So roughly around 8 chapters, maybe 9 now I think about it, but yeah.
Which
Which for a what?
For a monthly tournament arc, I think that's pretty good.
Fair enough.
Page count and everything too.
Okay. So yeah, I think that's basically everything we have to cover.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Lucky Chi, thank you for joining me here to discuss Dead Rock. Granted,
I'm gonna say I am sorry for the cutoffs that were happening.
Yeah, we're gonna need to try and work on that. Oh, let's see what's wrong on your end or something. I'm at least something wrong on my end.
I think I know what it was. I think it's because when you sent it through Discord, I think it was still stuck on Discord when I was talking. So
okay,
the phone would like just go off for a little bit.
Okay, so does that mean I need to have to say, "Hey, Lucky Chi, look on Skype or Twitter from now on"?
No. Like I can still use Discord. I just gotta press a little button on the bottom to take it to, the
All right.
The Chrome tab.
Fair enough. Well, in that case, I'll put backup links in Twitter or Skype next time. But yeah, so there's that. I will admit this stream has lasted a bit longer. Granted, I think it's because we argued a little bit of stuff about Fairy Tail and Eden Zero for a bit. So that probably also didn't help. But yeah. Anyway, Lucky Chi, thank you for joining me, and I will look forward to seeing you next time when we discuss Dead Rock, which will hopefully be Chapter 17.
And that'll be in less than 3 weeks.
Okay, which means let's see. Whoops, calendar. Arguably the first month in November.
Mm-hmm. So for anyone curious about whenever the Dead Rock chapters come out, usually it's not when they say the first week, it's not counting, like the last week of October and then say you get Friday and Saturday, which are just the first and second day. Usually that just refers to the following week. So probably I'm assuming November 5th? 5th or 6th, one of the 2 days.
Mm-hmm. Well, given the fact that Fairy Tail 100 Year Quest had a chapter that came out today, you're probably more right on that.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. So that's pretty much everything. For those who end up listening, I hope you enjoyed what we had to say for the stream of Dead Rock, despite some of the technical difficulties. But, yeah. Let's see. But for now, I am Blue Star Saber.
I'm Lucky Rave.
And we are signing off. Goodbye, everyone. Thank you for joining us, and see you next time.
Laters.